Hey y'all, so I'm going to be talking to you guys in this video about area of parallelograms. I'm first going to go over what makes a parallelogram, because you know those questions on the test whenever they'll be like, oh, look at this shape, what are the characteristics of the shape? And they'll tell you like all these characteristics and you have to like pick which ones are for that shape. I hate those problems. But anyway, I'm going to go over the characteristics of a parallelogram. So number one, it's a quadrilateral, which means four-sided shape. So quad, four. If you think about the ATVs, the nickname for an ATV is quad. So quad is because it has four wheels. So quadrilateral, lateral is side. So four sides. Okay, and then the biggest thing about this, because there's many quadrilaterals, think about all the shapes that have four sides: squares, rectangles, parallelograms, trapezoids, a lot. So here we go. The very special thing about a parallelogram is that there are two sets of parallel lines. So look at them, they're slanted, right? But look at this line and look at that line. They're going the same direction. They're never going to cross. They're parallel. And then you look at these. They're slanted, but they're going across. They're never going to cross. They're going the same measurement, the same distance, everything. They are parallel. So that is what is very specific about a parallelogram. That's why it has the name parallelogram, because the sides are all parallel. It makes sense. All right, so let's talk about the formula. So the formula for a parallelogram is base times height. Oh, hold on, I missed my little square right here. So the area for a parallelogram, base times height. Now here we go. Sometimes they're going to give you like measurements that you don't need, like the worksheets, the books, whatever it is that you guys are using in class. They will provide you with a bunch of measurements. You only need two, a base and a height. The most important thing is to figure out which one is my base and which one is my height and which one's not important. I'm going to tell you which one is not important. The slanty line is not important. So a base, think about a base, a basement of a house, basement. Your basement in a house has to be flat. Otherwise, your house is going to be crooked. And let me tell you, you don't know. Your house is going to fall to pieces if you have a crooked house. If your basement is not flat, it's not good. So the base of these shapes are the flat sides, okay? If I were to put this shape like this, it will be leaning like the Tower of Pisa. The Leaning Tower of Pisa doesn't fall, but that's beside the point. So here we go. That's how you know which is your base, because it's the flat side. Now, your height, when you go to the doctor, this is all you got to think about. When you go to the doctor to take your height, and y'all are kids, so I know y'all are trying to be as tall as you possibly can be. Think about that ride you're trying to go on at the amusement park. Do you go up there and you're like, all right, let's see, hold up. I'm ready for my height. Oh, that's like a weird angle. Oh, I looked weird. Anyway, no, you stand straight up and down, as straight up and down as you possibly can. That's your height from the bottom to the top. So this number right here, it doesn't matter. This number matters. Now, sometimes they will put it inside like this, but sometimes they'll put it out here like this. So here we go. We just do base times height. So I'm going to do base times height. My base is 8.8 centimeters times 4 centimeters. And here we go. Our answer is always in units squared. So here we go. I'm going to do a different marker. Not this one. 8.8 times 4. All right. So here we go. Switching sides. 4 times 8 is 32. Carry the 3. 4 times 8 is 32. 32 plus 3 is 35. Now, we're multiplying with a decimal. So I have to count however many numbers are behind that decimal. So here we go. I underline. I'm an underliner. Most of you guys are swoopers. So in my answer, I can only have one number at the end, and then I need a decimal. So here we go. 35.2. And then look, we're doing base times height. So we already did 8.8 times 4, but we also have centimeters attached to it. So centimeters times centimeters. There's not an answer for that. So it's centimeters squared. Powers and exponents video. No, I don't have one. I'll have one soon. Factorization video. Prime factorization. That'll be on there. Bye. Just kidding. One more. I took the decimals off of this one, though. I forgot I had it. I got nervous. I don't know why. So here we go. Here is another parallelogram. This is another way they can show you. It could be side up and down, vertical. So here is my height. Now, this is not your height, even though it's up and down. Remember, the base is the flat side. Look, that is not flat. This is not flat. This is just a side. This is not flat. So this would be your base. Okay, what you could do is you could just turn your head sideways. That is your base, and this is your height. Your height is what measures from the bottom base to the top base. So here we go. I'm going to do base times height, and I'm going to do 12 yards times 2 yards. Now, my answer, let's do yards times yards. Yards times yards is yards squared. Get that out the way. 12 times 2 is 24. And you're done. Okay, now I'm done. Bye.